बोलो रकाने नहीं इसमें गेमिंग අවුලක් ස්පයිඩර්මෑන් එක. අපි අද මේක ගහමු. පැය දෙකක් විතර ගහමු ෂේප් එක. ඊට පස්සේ යනවා. මොකක් හරි ගහන්න ඕනේ. ඒකයි මම දැන් මිනිත්තු මම දාන්නේ ලයිව් එක. මේ ගහන්න ඉන්න කාලේ බැරි වුණා. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, but I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Papers.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Okay, then welcome to the game. Use WQHD. Now interact with objects. Caravan now.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Sure.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
A battery. London advertiser. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Eleanor. A प्रिंस के बॉडीगार्ड मिसिंग टू
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. A missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
අපි යන්න ඕනේ කොහෙටද යන්නේ? මේක ඔබ්ජෙක්ටිව් ගන්න කොහොමද guys? අයි. අපිට සිට් කැප් එකක් දාගන්න. ඒකත් දාගන්න පුළුවන්. Secondo. Poi Watson. Sempre da muro. Paint danno alla se. E what ne danno? Bombs among our morning deliveries. The newspaper. Watson wrote in Morning Post, the Strand is missing. About the settings for about that. WHD left shift. Selected concentration Q. Delete anything. Go period. It's rainy today. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook is seen, I guess. Topia dagan. Okay. Topia them on a vessel. Yadana never done. I said, good again. අපි දැන් ඉන්නේ බේකර්ස් වීදියේ guys හරිද? ඉන්නේ අස්සේ. මොකද්ද කරන්න තියෙන්නේ අපිට? මේ කවුද මේ? What to do next? Only රවුමක් යන්න. Uncle. මොකක්ද දැන් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ? Space. Objectives. Objectives बनाने කොහොමද? Watson wrote in the morning post, but the strand is fishing. He will before entering the building because the page is soiled. Dustbin එක search කරන්න. කොහෙද මම dustbin එකක් තියෙන්නේ? Dustbin එක. What is this?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Ooh. What is this?
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness. Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from
Get the strand! Get your copy of the strand here! Sorry,
copy
Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast.
Get the
Then
copy
why are you
killer.
still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What happened to my newspaper? What
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
පත්තරේ ඉක්ුණට පත්තරේ කියවන්නේ මන්ද.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
What did they do to the paper?
can you describe the man you saw?
He was
They did.
carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Ever heard of a well-read assassin?
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises.
What did they do to the
Did you see
paper?
what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there was a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Reading it too.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers.
මොකක්ද
Sorry.
දාලා පත්තරේ
All right.
දීලා.
You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
You have got a new question in your mind place.
Get the strand! Get your copy of the strand!
Mind place එකට යන්න කියන හරිද? ආපේ තියෙන්නේ. Who ruined the strand? Books on bronze. Observation. Document. Newsboy testimony. අපේ අහන්නේ who ruined the strand? Documents and testimony. The young newspaper seller didn't see much. He noticed a suspicious man approaching the house and they heard a loud noise. He also got the newspaper lost sight due to the customer. Apparently the man was carrying a stack of books. Interesting. Nari. The newspaper got Spain for assassination, a loud bang. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Barnes, the local bookseller, ruined the newspaper. දැන් අපි යන්න ඕනේ ඒකට.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn
How about
knows
that
it's
vocal
part of a
fellow?
game.
He
Get the
seems rather
strand! Get your
obsessive.
copy of the strand
Would
here!
You can
do
pin
something
evidence
like
for
this?
quick access to the information.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
In evidence with the bookshop photo by proceed. I got pin කරගන්න පුළුවන් පිටුම. Visit Mr. Boss.
Why go through all this scheming to murder you?
කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ Mr. Bones?
A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal.
ඉතින් hardly lethal තමයි. කොහෙද bookshop එකේදී? එන්න මෙහෙ ඉන්න. මේ තියෙන Bones bookshop. Hello. Oh, sorry, idiot.
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
Mini bounce new. So. Interesting ganja ගන්න පොරක්. ස්ටික රතු වෙලා. පොත් කියලා එන්න පුළුවන් මේ ගanja. ඒ ගanja නෙවෙයි මේ මොනවද? ඉන්කම්. ඉතින් වෙන මොනවද කියලා. රතු වෙලා. මං කිව්වේ දැක්කද මට ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. effect of overwork. Interesting. Oh, මේක කොහෙද මේ යන්නේ? Kira-kira tuh yata yang gue yata mana hari itu tuh. Oh. What the hell? Please alien is right leg. Got Navila Tina, I don't know. High heels. Tall. Mr. Boss has large bags on his side. Poor sleep and stress. Yes, high heels look taller and stronger. Mr. Boss has been threatened by someone and might be known to protect me. Mr. Boss has a large bag. Mr. Boss has මේ පළවෙනි එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඩෙවලොපර් දෙවෙනි එක තමයි. මට හිතෙනවා ඌ සම්බන්ධ නැහැ directly but to email වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
A word.
Directly සම්බන්ධ නැහැ ඌ.
Oh, for goodness sake.
අනුදර වහගත්ත. අඩෝට මින්ද.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things.
ඉතින් කරන්න
Help
බෑනේ
yourself
නේ.
to any book, just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. So, Barnes has a dog now.
බල්ලෙකුත් ඉන්නවා.
Who's a good boy?
Please everybody think that why Barnes acted so strangely. Barnes is involved in this game. Get this point. මට තාම මදි මේවා එවිඩස් මදි guys.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
මොනවද මේ? My plant කියන එකක් catalog of exotic plants. What a serious interesting, huh?
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Also then සැක කරන්න යනවා අපිට. වංගි තියෙනවා. කව තියෙනවද ඒවා බලන්න ඉන්න බලු. Got
The finest view London has to offer.
finest view කැරියනේ බලන්නේ. ඊට කලින් දකලා නැද්ද?
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
තියෙනවා.
An improvised
අර
stand,
පොට්ටික
but it does make the flowers more visible.
පොට්ටික පොඩ්ඩක් සස් නැද්ද? කේස් යනන්නේ.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
එතකොට අරුගේ. උතර කඩලා හරි ගන්න ඕනේ එළියට. මොකක්ද?
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
කරන්න බෑනේ බවුන්ස්නේ. Placing improvised statement, boiler purchase, Mr. Boss who appears in that's just broken rock.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Once. මොකක්ද කරන්නේ? කරපන්. දරි.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
Lily. කියන්නේ සතෙක් නේ. වටේ මොන හරි දන්නවද?
May I ask you something?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Huh? May I ask you something?
Excuse me, just one question.
No, I don't know anything about that.
යකෝ අහන්න කලින් දන්නේ කියන්නේ බබා.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
ඔය පොලිසිය ඩයල් එක.
Can you
Police
satisfy my
name.
curiosity?
I can't help you with that, sir.
හරියන්නේ නැහැ නේ බා.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
මොනවද මේ කරන්නේ? Public place වල.
Is this familiar to you?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
මොකද්ද අපි දැන් කරන්නේ? මේ flower shop එකට යන්න. මේ තියෙන්නේ.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
මෙතනදී මේ තියෙන කැට්කස් එක.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. Familiar spine. That's what I found in my dustbin.
හරි.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Interesting.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Observe. What I think any observe nothing. Yari makeup for beauty or concealment. Beauty in it. That's a distress look. Avoid eye contact. Luxury fabric. Even a way. High heels, darling. Tensions upon arrival. Yeah, guess karo. Unusual work for beauty conceal. Still breathing. Why she tries to bury her grief by dressing her grace always snorting off to. Even as whole, one must conclude that Mr. Will is changed. No, he done it.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody.
What does it
Merely a keen eye
make it
and some
bounced
sort of
again with
affection.
the
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Provide evidence. Character of Barnes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really.
Yes,
Well,
kiwa cutting
in a way.
penna.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog,
Look
and most
color
days
in
I
it.
spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
From Barnes. On his boy testament.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
No. Guess this episode not just this way.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right. I should have worn something warmer.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Jangan taruh $2 baru ini.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
දැන් අපිට මේ main place එක මෙයා කරන් පුළුවන් නේ. Casing crack. එන්න හිටියේ නෑ කීටි මේ ස්පයිඩර්මෑන් ගේම් එක ක්‍රෑෂ් වුණා මොකක් කරවුලක් තියෙන්නේ අර දෙක කනෙක්ට් හරි මිස්ටර් බාන් deploy to attract swimming මල්ටික පේන්න තියලා තින්නේ ගෑනු එක්කෙනාටනේ
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned. Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
No.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Sherlock Holmes I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of the Strand here all along.
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Paper Locals at the port of London had a route working last night. With loud bags and thick red smokes disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moscow had docked at pier. Unit was struck by several explosions. To comment on the incident, it is unknown crew members were on board at the time. නැවක් තියලා එක පුපුරලානේ ඩොක් එකේ. But with the area still off limits to workers and public.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Investigation is complete. Ne?
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our
Good day,
meddling,
yeah.
Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared.
Captain
I said I knew just the man to help.
කට්ටිය disappear වෙනවනේ.
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
අර උදේ පත්තරෙත් තිබ්බ මේ නගරයට ප්‍රින්ස් කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා උගේ සිකියුරිටි මිසින් වෙලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මෙයාගේ පේෂන්ට් කෙනෙක්ගේ සර්වන්ට් උත් මිසින් වෙලා තියෙනවා. කොහෙද යන්නේ?
People don't tend to come out with flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
කොහෙද යන්නේ?
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
Just down the street. මේ පැත්ත. Which way? මේක මැප් එක හොයාගන්න එක එපා යන ගයිස්. Baker shop. Even down the street කියවට කොහෙ හොයන්නද? මේක ඇත්තේ. ගෙදරට යන්න යනකම් ගියේ.
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
Just down the street කියන්නේ මේක ලොකුත් කියන්නේ. මේ වැරදි පැත්තනේ. Barnes bookshop එක විතරනේ. මේ පැත්තේ
Not much further now.
Okay, right. Not much further down.
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop. Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
මේක මැප් එකක් නැද්ද මම? මැප් එකේ තියෙන තේරවන්න මැප් එකේ පොඩ්ඩක්. මේ තියෙන. අපි කොතනද ඉන්නේ?
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why won't you
Why
investigate?
has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. The servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Breaking the law.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck.
Police ගණන් ගන්නෙත් නෑ ඒක
You
වරුණ
heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
රේන වයින් කළා දිරවා
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori.
හිටියා
All the way
රේන
from
මේ
New
ලගක්
Zealand.
කරනවා
Biggest man you've
Oh,
ever
Pereira
seen,
got
and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
What's that?
යාඩ සිල්
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
ඒ දන්න අයින් කළා දිනේ
I
රෑන්ඩමි
take it
before
this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this
That's
estate.
big.
Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
why would be
Is
රෑන්ඩමි
there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
ඒ බේච්ච කාලේ
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to
Ballo.
Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
Windy.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting
නෑ
my
නේ
complaint.
බුක් එකේ තියෙන ස්ටෝරි නේ මේ අලුත් දේවල් වල කැක්ටස් ගේ ඇතුළට අන ඇතුළේ නෙමෙයි මුගේ රූම් එක එළියේ තියෙනවා කියුනේ ඉතින් මොකක්ද රූම් එක එළියේ තියෙන්නේ මේ කියන්නේ වෙනම ස්ටෝරි නේ කේරි මේක මම කලින් එක ගහලා තියෙනවා
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
මූ කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ නෝට. ඉතින් මූ කරන්න පුළුවන්. දෙකක් හරි මේක නෙවෙයි. ඒක බලන්න දෙන්නෙත් නෑ.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
With enough clue, Sherlock can use imagination. Anything? Close. Loose नहीं था मैंने वाला वो मित्र नहीं डंग लग रहा
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed? You think you know someone?
क्योंकि मैं एक बाल्ले में मिला Parallel tracks wheels.
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
Oddio, lo potete. Con ne trovo quello. E tools lagi.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Abi muuna kagettiin tekee. Igual ni me puedo, ¿no?
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. A scrap of Hessian.
Dora kedi lagi තියෙනවා ටිකක්. shovel එක තියෙනවා.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
What the hell? Mathematician. මට move වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ ලෝල් දෙකේ. දැන් පුළුවන් බා.
A small navy spyglass.
Spyglass. ඉස්සෙල්ලා වැටිලා මූණ ඇනිලා තියෙනවා මේකේ දැක්කා.
Button chops, the remains of a meal.
Nanguru. Olha.
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
taikattiin okkareja tulla.
The ashes are long since cold.
Delicious. Uitin dawස් දෙකක් නුන තියලා. එතන මොකක් කර දෙනවා. ඒක කනවනේ දුන්නා. කනවා එතන.
No air coming through it.
No air coming through it.
Clothes made of hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
Nicky, yeah, coming
Do you
through.
think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
අපිට එළිය බලන්න ඕනේ දැන්. අරක ඇසුරේ මේ එයාගෙන නැගිවා. මේක හිර කරලා.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
වැටිලා තිනවා කොහොම හරි. මෙතන එවිඩන්ස් තියෙනවා මොනවා හරි. මේකයි මේක. Making other knowledge than spyglass. Data videos තියෙනවද? Send the chimney. ගලපනය නැප වෙනද මිස්ට බාස් ලව් මේක ගැලපෙන්න්න නැති ගන්න Chill. Question are shown in the mind. Please answer one question to progress to the next chapter. Where does the weirdest comes a tree lead footprints and characters now. Mole use करने में क्या करती है ना अपने निश्चय ना करने तुले तो हमारे ना टूल बुक्स अरे डायले में कहते तो मैं जीत रही लोग को मिलूँ ताऊ देखा तीन में कि देखो पता करता ना
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Key should be bent to the right. Radiator no. හිතන්නේ ඌ මෙතනින් තමයි අරන් ගිහිල්ලා තින්නේ දැක්කද මෙතනින් කවුරුරි ආවා හරිද ආපු එකව පේන්නේ මොකක් හරි ඉන්නේ කේම මොකක් හරි ගොළු මෙතන ගහලා එහෙම දැන් යනවා එතනත් එකක් තියෙනවා නේ ट्रेल नीट करना हरी एक यहाँ सीसीटीवी बने रहे चल करने सीसीटीवी बना friend of you. अच्छे नहीं दे रहा है.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Sangin ki the one anything in approximate. It's a balang in a mokado. We moko around on the knee. You don't know so. Then I'm painting with you. It's a the idiot and with the nails. In Mithan pay Puraparatino. अबे अरुण तो खाता करूँ मेट्रो की बात पास से वो की खाता का लाहम प्रश्न हमारे provide evidence.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Ado Deepam, examine the garden can.
I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. Well, I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes. Where on earth are you going with this? Are you joking? Why would I know this? Are you joking? Why would I know this?
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No. The man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain?
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
it. I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
It's a stack of
I
clothes.
came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. Why are you still here?
Huh? Why you still here again? If you just why you still here? Didn't hear him. Let me amaru again at the ganja gana. මේකත් බලපුවා හරි වැටුණා බොම්බ බැනුණා ඒකෙන් තමයි එන්නේ කො එළි ඉන්නවද එල්ල කන්න එතනට යන්න ඒක ඉන්ට්‍රස්ටිං ද එතන එළිය ඩයලොග් ඉන්නවා ඉම්ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට් getting a spyglass I got me තාම මෙතන මිෂින් දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ කන්ටිකයි තුනයි තාම මොකක්ද විතර මිෂින්
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
ඉතින් එහාට වෙච්ච දේ හිතා ගන්න බෑ බස් වටෙනවනේ තුනක් තියෙනවනේ දුර දෙන්නෙත් නෑ අපිට. අන්න බෑ දෙන්නම.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
නෑ විස්කි දෙන්න හදනවා. विस्की තමයි දැන් අඩු. කරගෙන අද්දේ කන ඉතිරියදී
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail.
බොන්න කියන්නේ හොඳටම බොන්න නම ඒක විසඳ. ආයි කතා දෙක නැහැ නේ මෙතනින් අරන් ගිහලා තියෙන. අර කෝතේ යතුරු දෙන්නෙත් නෑ අපිට. Connected. नीले का क्या मेरा ऑप्टिक का कनेक्ट कर दिया. हार्ड के पिन ना वाटा था हीटर्स ने वाला था. රේන නැහැ කියලා දාලා තිබ්බා.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
The chimney. මේක වෙන සීන් එකක් ගාස් තියෙනකොට හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. There's a spy glass in the hole.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
බැලුවා parallel wheels හරිනේ මේක වැළුවේ නෑ. Not used recently. තව එකක් ඉන්නද? මේක දෙක හැරි. කලින් හිටියේ නෑනේ මේක. There's a broken. Unlikely to have been used kill again with මෙතනම පැයක් විතර හරින් කරනවා. ඕ ඔටේ මේකෙන් ආවෙන්න බෑනේ මේ දෙක. කරල් කැඩිලානේ.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
Research කරලා බලමුද guys නැත්නම් මේක ගහන්න වෙන්නේ. අරුගේ බෙල්ල නැහැ නේ. මම තමයි ස්පයි ක්ලාස් එකෙන් බලබල ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ. Pile of logs for
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
වෙන කාට් එක. අරුව දාගෙන යන්නේ මේකේ දැක්කද? එතනින් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. බිය පොඩ්ඩක් බං තවම හරි කියනවා. අරට ගිහිල්ලා ගියම අර බලන්න. උට කියන්න පුළුවන් දැන්. Then not to hide well.
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Do me buying the pound. Bigger than all. හැරීමක් හරි තියෙනවා. තියෙන මේ හැරීමක් හරි.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
ඒක තමයි විශ්නාන්න බෑ. Parallel views. අරු ඇදගෙන නාවේ දැක්කා.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
මුල් ටික බලා ගන්න මෙතන මොකක් හරි තියෙනවා. මෙතනට ආයෙ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලාගත්තා හරි. මෙතනට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන පාරක් ඉන්නේ වේ. මේ මැද්දේ යන්න පුළුවන් නේ පොඩ්ඩේ. යන්න බැරිද? යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන්නේ මේ පැත්තේ. ඌ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මෙතනින් පැනලා දිනනද? මෙතනින් පැනලා gue herin tak pelak ini buat motor. Take evidence ya missing dia wire guys.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Kita akan lebih kamar. Apa tu penan itu? Dua. Items na ini anggur. Etenin තමයි අපි යන්න යන කියලා පෙන්නන්න guys. Harian. මේ පැත්තෙන් ආවෙන බැරිද බෑනේ. මේ පැත්තෙන් යන්න. Top them probably. Kali mesin lagi. Ini ඇතුළත්
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
ආය පින් කරන්න ඕන නැතුව පේන්නේ නැහැ නේද? එකක් අවුලුවක් කරලා කාරියක දාන්න.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
යාරුට කියමු ගිහිල්ලා. ට කියමු. ඒක තමයි සීන් එක උනේ.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I am almost finished.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity. Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
Can gihilla නේ කැබ් එක මෙතනින් ගිහිල්ලා දිනවා කැබ් එක ගියා අපි වයින් පැලස්ස ගිහලා what are the normal features chewing tobacco 5 glass करना කාට් එක දාලා ගිහින් කාට් එක දාලා ගිහින් මම ලයික්
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man? A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
There's also a wallet. What is it? Adapt again and hanti. Spy glass. I was kidnapped by a sailor. Trail. Calling card. That's the scavenger. What is ආවු සේල කෙනෙක් අපි කවාගත්තනේ. Port of London. It's a recent accident in the port of London.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident, Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Back in London port tech. ये part tech गाले मुटा गियर ना इतने
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Okay.
Where to, Gav? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Port of London वलटे chapter එක කියවරේ මේ chapter 2 යන්නේ මේක ඊට ගහමුද guys අද මේ පොඩි කෙල්ලක් ගහන්න
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimmer here?
Look and ask bystanders about the piece of evidence. හරි අපේ තුට්ටය මම මෙතනත් එක කිනුගෙනුත් අහන්න පුළුවන් මොකද කනඩ එල්ලේ
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
Need to open the case book. Who abductor?
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen work. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
Observe me. Pale. Then vomit strains, morning sickness. You. No sabbat to nadie. Teramanati. A bit distant reading. Trouser a little too tight. The bandit is the early stage of his pregnancy, hence the slight distance belly. That leads to periods of great pressure. He clearly has yet to know about pregnancy and she keeps carrying. Hari, make it out. Unaware of her pregnancy.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the
dockyard. Provide evidence, we need help.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Provide it. You are a child?
Miss, what if I told you that you are in the family way?
No, really? Oh, thank you, sir. How would I, a simple woman, have ever known without your help? You must be a doctor.
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. Would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here. What can I get you?
Roy Soulsby. What the giveaway? Doctor is likely sailor from the world. It's called as a test for the source.
It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy.
Yeah, won't be easy. Make it our Rasnagaran cut. No, you make Dora here. Hatara Patti. Very tight. I think it's all right. Whatever there.
Are you able to help me?
Oh, you are fortunate. I will help you.
Is this familiar to you?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Is this familiar to you?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
How can I help? I could try and flag someone down.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Missing person. Oh, missing person.
Could you help me?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
I don't know anything.
Doctor, man is very sick here. It sounds as though those people will need my help.
Hello, this is Dr. Watson. We'll take a look at your friend. May I ask you something?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. Should ask someone else.
The subject is hyperventilating. He has a pale face and dilated pupils. Freshly dug up treasures, it seems.
Everything ends up in a river. It's a good thing these people take something from it.
The water has a curious whitish tinge to it. Dilated pupils, decolorized skin, necrosis. What do you make of this, Doctor?
All signs point towards acute poisoning. It could possibly be due to chemicals. I
Poisoning.
won't jump to any conclusions yet.
Help me, please.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
What are you looking at? You like to watch how a man suffocates himself for food?
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie? Can I ask you a question?
No, sorry. I know nothing.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
මේ පැත්තින් එකෙක්ක මොකුත් දන්නේ.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Very interesting.
Is this familiar to you?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
කොමියුම් වඩන එවුනට ප්‍රශ්න අහන ගිහින්.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the pool.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
What is she saying? ඉන්නතන හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. කලින්ගේ මේ පාරනේ මේ පාරය.
Help me, please.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
මේකේ ඉන්නේ උන්ගෙන් හලන්න නෑ මොකද.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Excuse me, just one question.
I'll be happy to help you. So listen to me.
People say Mr. Solby may have gone to watch his ship at third pier. Third pier.
Help me, please.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Pier එක ගාව ඉන්නවා කියලා කියන්නේ. මෙතන. කෝච්චිනේ. ආරතින් පුපුරු පුනේ. Kita pupur mana? Ini kan ke petrol ini sahaja tak guys. තියෙනවා වොට්සන්ට නම් පඩි දෙන්න හදනේ මේදී car track sensor broken through from recently.
A recent cart crash.
Never load this trolley with more than half of the weights. Trolley up everything.
Phenol,
Chemicals.
a dangerous substance often used as a sanitizer, coming from spade
Chemical in the
chemicals. The fish's scales have decolorized. What a disaster.
කොහෙද මේ? දැන් මැප් එකේ බලන්න බලලා අපි ඉන්න තැන නේ බැරි. මේක අපි ඉන්න තැන පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ. අපි ඉන්න තැන පෙන්නන්නේ නැති එක අවුල් නේද? හොයාගන්න බෑ කොහෙද යන්නේ කොහෙද යන්න ඕන නැත්තේ කියලා. That exploder. අපි මොහොත වෙතර යමු.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse 2. The coppers even
warehouse 2 එකේ ghost කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. Lock. මොහොත වෙතට ඉතින් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් නේ ෂාට් එක මොකක්ද ඒක. පරදිට වතුරට බෙන්න ගිහපුවා. වතුරට බෙන්න.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
We can't help you තමයි.
Moskva. Sounds like this ship was from the east.
My money is on a loose cigarette or a discarded match. One careless throw and boom.
Cigarette එකක් ඉඳ පිපුරෝගියා.
May I ask for your assistance?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
යාර අපි ගෙම් බැලුවේ එතන එන්න එකක් දන්නේ.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Oh, not again. Yes, I'm Roy. But I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, and I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue.
She was talking gibberish.
Now, where was I?
Observerku yang ini Wi-Fi to leverage height watch agadi nanti mana stamp agadi ini solid gold muscle tone pro he's a kind no he's of English blood average bill does not seem to live. There's a single name. Let us remain civil check. Custom officer. Similarly, was corrupt custom officer. Gonna get out of the girl.
Can't help you there, mate.
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
That boat explosion stopped most traffic coming into the port. Guess I'll be without work for a while.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need
There are
some
some broken barrels
supper.
on the water. Properties paid chemicals. Dead fish has suffered on the surface on the water against KSL. Maybe a house too or double. A house too.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
A house too.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
अभी तो warehouse 2 को करना है तो बोलो locker लगी बेग करने
Can you satisfy my curiosity? I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
ये हो रहा तेरे को ना मैं क्या नहीं क्या करती है
May I ask you something?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Are you able to help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Warehouse 2. हमें गैन में क्या करना था मैंने
After the incident the other day, it seems customers are staying at home.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
No, බඩගිනි කෙනෙක් නේ මම මේ විඩස් වල හදලා. කෝටි දුන්ද. Then තුනක් කියවන එක period 3 ආමිති මේක host to can make one නේ ඉතින් කර්ස් මේඩ් එක හරිනේ කර්ස් මේඩ් එක මෙතන තුන්මං හන්දිය එහෙම ගියාම ෂෙන්ටි ටවුන්
The coffee won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
ෂෙන්ටි ටවුන් එක මොකක්ද ඒක unequality. මෙතනින් හැවතට යත හැකියි. දැන් ඉන්නේ මම මෙතනින් ගිහලා මෙන්න මෙතන ඉන්නේ. ඉතින්කෝ. අපිට හිතෙන්නේ මේක තමයි warehouse 1 එක. Cirenko reach the port eකට
I wonder why people are going missing. Puts a man on edge, you know.
Ini metal. May better gini. Pasti.
Yeah, I did.
Betul tak? Ini kurang angka hal ini guys. Ini anak dekat. Kolah balan angka. Oke kolah hang tadi kata gua dah ya. Ini dah ada gua nanti.
My daughter swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The copper.
Could you help me?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
මේ ව්‍යවස්ටු එක හොල්මන් ඉන්නවා කියලා කිව්වා. ඒක තමයි මම ඇහුවේ. අංකේ හොයන එක නයි පායනවා ගයිස් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ මට. මේකේ ගයිඩ් එක නැතුව ගහන්න පට්ට මාරු.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Hear me. Yeah. Off stream.
May I ask you something?
Ugh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
මේකද නේ ඒක ගයිස් එපා කරන්න වැඩි ඒක පින් කරා යමු කාට් ඇක්සිඩන්ට් Red Rag Go House Interest. Red Rag. අතු පාට මේක. කොයික මෙතන තියෙන්නේ? Red Rag කියන්නේ මේක නෙමෙයි මේක වෙනමක් කරලා. වට මේකත් තියෙනවා හවුස් එන්ට්‍රන්ස් එක ඉස්සරහ. ඒක හොයාගමු මම ගෙදර. මේ 3 මේක 3 නම් කටුද මේක 3 හරි Second house में पैते थे
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
දෙකින් make anything else too. Make it do one meter again.
Are you able to help me?
Nope. Sorry, I know nothing.
You know nothing. ඌරෙකුත් ඉන්නේ. අයියෝ ඒක පාරවල් හොයාගන්න එක හරි අමාරුයි guys. Lagi hondai. දෙන්න එපා වෙනවා. අපි හිට ගහමු දැන් මේ අපරා chapter 2 පටන් ගත්තා. බල්ලා කරන්නේ මේ ගෙදර හොයාගන්න බෑ මට දැන් රෙඩ් ඩ්‍රැග් මොකක්ද එකයි 17ත් වෙලා නේ අසයි
The coughing won't go away.
Anyway.
The doctor's too pricey. The coughing won't go away. The doctor's too pricey.
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves
Is that at
is?
the end?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet.
Brother,
I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother. She got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
Necklace?
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was
big
and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
Don't go anywhere.
No one wanted to buy.
I miss Girves. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think he's okay?
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in the smoke so long, maybe she wouldn't be sick.
Poster Sherlock. Comedios disabling. This was this testament. තුනක් තියෙනවා. මෙතන නවත්තම වෙස්සන්. ඒ කනෙක්ට් වෙන්න මදි තව කැලිය ඕන. බයි එහෙනම් මම යනවා. අපි හෙට සෙට් එක. බයි එහෙනම් බලමු හිටිය හැමෝටම. Yeah guys, good night. GG. මේක හිර වෙනවා හිටපුවම එක තැන වලනේ. නැත්තම් ගහන්න බෝ. හිර වුණාම හොයාගන්නවත් බැහැ. Bye bye. Good night, Katie. Bye.